All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Heartland Horrors art stream. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Our normal developer streams, of course, are every Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. It's not going to be like a review of a latest update or anything like that. No big announcements to make per se. I just want to kind of give you guys a little window into my workday, and we're just going to be making the next Heartland Horror together. So, of course, those polls are still open until, I believe, Sunday at midnight. So there is still time to vote on that. You can vote on Facebook, or you can vote, of course, on the forums. But just in general, I thought it might be fun if we hopped in and I showed you how they were made. We can start working on one of each of them, and you guys can kind of get an idea for what it might look like once it's done. I'll show you how we animate things, how our sprite sheets work, things like that. If you guys have ideas too on kind of the art direction you'd like for some of these creatures to take, let me know and we can try and incorporate some of those ideas. I'm down for it. So this is going to be very casual. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll try and answer things as much as I can while I'm kind of going through this. I tend to be a very hyper-focused artist. So if I ever start like really zoning in there, I'm going to do my best to try and explain what I'm doing as I do it. But if I don't get to your question right away, please don't worry. It might just take me a second. I might just kind of be in the zone. So, all right. Yes, welcome. And no, I still cannot do a backflip. I'm sorry. I'm as disappointed as you are. Trust me. That would be so cool. But no, hopefully I can do pixel art though. We'll see. So we have two different prompts going on right now. One of them is, I was hopping around a different thread. One of them is the Gorgon, which is going to have the head of the druid on it and kind of like transformed into stone. Like the entire thing has been petrified. And we're going to add like sort of a glow behind the eyes and kind of make it spooky. So that one is going to be way easier. So we're going to do that one first. And then the other one sounds super funny, but is going to be a creative challenge. And that's going to be every anima fused into one. If you aren't perhaps familiar or intimately familiar with the beasts in our game, there are a lot of animas. So the animas are sort of like our elemental themed creatures. So there's like a steam one, water, ice, fire, like everything you can think of. So mushing that into one creature will be fun. It'll be interesting. No, Angry Top Hat, I am not the pixel artist on the game. So actually, I think this is pretty amazing. We have so much art in this game, like so many assets, and pretty much all of them are made by two people. So we have one person who kind of primarily focuses on like a lot of the environmental art, and then one person who kind of focuses on like the rest. We also have someone who we work with kind of externally who helps sort of polish everything, make sure that everything like looks cohesive and fits together. I think in maybe 2 streams ago, we kind of looked a little bit at Tiled, which I don't want to open right now, but basically that's where we import all of those assets and kind of like fit them together. And so that involves like a lot of set dressing, and that is something that I have helped out on. And then also I'll make like art for some of our social media sometimes. So it's not always great, but it gets the job done. I went to school for, it's like a media arts and game development degree. So I have like game making and art experience, but I'm definitely not at like a professional game art level. But I try. It's fun. So for this, we want to make sure that we have like a full sprite sheet ready that is going to work for this Heartland Horror. So the easiest way that I usually do it is I just take the base for whatever creature we're going to be manipulating from and sort of just make changes to that one. So we're going to import everything onto this particular file, which is our boss Gorgon. She's really spooky once you like break her apart. I love that her like hands are snakes. It's so good. All right, so let's get working. So the prompt said the druid, which of course is this guy here, but we also have this like ancestral spirit druid. I don't know if this is like, if these guys are opaque or if they're kind of transparent. Yeah, they're transparent. So we have two options. We can either work from this version of it, which is going to give it more of sort of like a ghostly look. It's already in grayscale and everything. Option number 2, of course, is we're going to manipulate this one and just sort of make it grayscale. What do you think? Should we work from the ancestral spirit, or do you guys want to see from the druid itself? I'm up for either. I think it's probably going to be easier to just work from the druid itself. Okay, we've got to vote for each. I'm going to do it for the druid itself because I'm pretty sure this ancestral spirit one is like a grayscale opacity turned down version of this one, so it might be easier to do that. So we can go into our adjustments, make that black and white right away. Actually, no. Let's make everything black and white all at once. I changed my mind. We're going to pull the druid, which is a good frame. Probably this one because his staff is kind of like away from his face. So this looks good. Let's bring him into our new file, put him on a different layer. This is going to be weird because the druid's head is definitely a lot smaller. So I have some ideas. It's going to be a little cheap, but I have an idea for this. Because yeah, no matter what, we love Kai, you're totally right. This is going to require a little redraw anyways. So for pixel art, if you guys haven't done pixel art in Photoshop before, use the pencil tool. Make sure you have a small enough file size or else you won't even be able to tell it's pixel. And it just makes everything into pixels for you. We also use another program, which I'll be opening up when we talk about the actual animating, called Pixel Edit. And that one is, let me pull it up here. It's real cheap, maybe $10. So if you're balling on a budget and you can't afford Photoshop, but you really want to get into like pixel art and pixel drawing, we use Pixel Edit for animating mostly, just to kind of see what things look like. It's really good for if you want to like practice making tile sets. That's really, really cool. And also has a really nice like color picker option in there. So I'm terrible at picking colors. I just slide the hue slider all over like a DJ. Again, I'm not a professional. So I love Pixel Edit, but that's always another choice for you. So first we are just going to erase this. Once again, there's like different modes for the eraser. So that default is going to be a brush, which is probably most folks are used to, but we're going to, of course, want to turn that into a pencil. I'm going to start erasing away. Now, once again, I'm sure many of you are going to be watching this and be like, Katie, there's totally a shortcut that you could be using that would make your life so much better. What are you doing? Please bear with me. Don't let my ignorance reflect our beautiful, talented artists. If you do have any tips as I'm going along, like, do send them to me, please. I will never be upset to learn some new Photoshop and techniques. All right. I just got back on the like mask layer train. I was going through and doing some kind of silly things before, so never too late to learn. We can learn anytime. Actually, let's make this a little bit bigger. Oh my gosh, the head is appropriately sized for the arm heads. Ooh, that is a good point. I don't know if that was in the original brief, but we're certainly welcome to get kind of creative with how we do this. So we could make the druid's head be like the snake hands too. I'm open to it. That'd be pretty cool. Let's get rid of all this stuff. So that looks like it's basically just his head, right? It's maybe, bloop, one more pixel there. That looks good. So there's just the head. You're right. That really is like the perfect size for that. Oh man, that's gonna look so funny. Okay. Trying to think of how to tackle that big head. So on the Hydra, I kind of had the same issue when we made that frosty Hydra. And what I did, it was a little cheap, but it worked. What I did is I took like this rounded brush option, which will kind of give you like a fuzzy, glowy effect. And I erased some of this stuff first. So, you know, let's just get rid of this. This is going to be a really sloppy, just test run here. But I got rid of some of the head, and then I kind of brought in like a rounded brush. Oops. And I turned that hardness down so it looked more of like a glow. And I like kind of came in here and just had it like, it worked better on the Hydra. I don't think it's gonna work with this. And then I kind of brought that in. That's not gonna work for this one. We're gonna have to be creative, or we're gonna have to seriously like go in and really edit all of that stuff, which we have time, we can do that. I might have to draw then the other side of her head. All right, let's get right back on that layer and start erasing some of this. Get rid of that head. Of course, you want to keep the neck so that we can attach the druid to something. Get rid of all that fabulous purple. Doesn't the Gorgon kind of look like it would be really sassy? Like, look at that look. Just, she knows something. She knows something that we don't. Yeah, I wish I could just scale this up, but it will make it like so blurry if I do. We might have to get a little creative in how we do this, actually. Go back to the pencil here, start filling this in. Yeah, maybe instead of scaling up, what else do you think we could like kind of put behind that head? Maybe we just like kind of let the collar take up a lot of that space. Like we could continue the collar kind of up through here on the opposite side. Could start testing it. All right, grab one of these and just kind of start testing what that'll look like. Editing in Illustrator using vectors. Oh man, I love vector art. I love pixel art, but I'm so much more comfortable with vector art just from my own work. Especially almost all of my student work was always in vector. I just have a soft spot for it. So pixel art is definitely something I'm still learning, but working on Survive By and just like being involved with Survive By just sort of as a project has been like a huge motivator because I've seen how cool it can look and I really want to make more of my own stuff that looks like pixel art, just super nice. Definitely really fun to animate too. So I don't know if this will look wonky or not. We're gonna have to go back and adjust probably some of the colors and the lighting and things like that, but it'll be good just to give us a really basic idea of how this looks. That's how I do a lot of the stuff for Heartland Horrors. It is very much a trial and error type of thing where sometimes I'll draw it and it'll seem fine and then I'll kind of like zoom back out and I'll be like, oh, never mind. It's sort of one of the, like, it just looks so different once you go all the way out. But so far so good, I think, on the collar. We're getting pretty close to something workable. And we can just go in and make some of those changes in a little bit. What about you guys? Do any of you do pixel art or anything like that? Or We're definitely always looking for good survive by fan art, so if you ever want to post to the forums, we totally have a fan art and concept forum for stuff just like that. I recently learned that there are these sliders here before I would pick something just totally random. Do as I say and not as I do, or maybe don't even do as I do, I don't know. There's a lot of really great pixel art tutorials out there. And a lot of really good Twitter accounts, actually, to follow for that kind of stuff, too. Let's see. Grab some of this. Pull in a middle color. Let's just kind of test what that will end up looking like. So we get the druid's head on there. Oh, what? You know what? That actually works, like, that works pretty well. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that. What do you guys think? That's like, that almost looks like it belongs, especially with like the little rings on the horns. That kind of works. I like it. You do both vector and pixel? That's pretty sweet. It's fun working with both because it's so different. Yeah, that's neat. That'll work just fine. So, pull this back out of the way, kind of grab some of these mid-tones here so we can get a little bit of a shadow going on, of course. Those antlers are gonna cast a little bit of a shadow going down. Of course, another big part of this prompt that was submitted is it needed to have like a glow effect coming off of it. So we'll have to find like what parts we want to make glow. And of course the fact that it's gonna all be grayscale when it's done is really gonna change things a bit too. But it's looking pretty good. I wonder if the head is sort of stationary across each one of these, because then for at least this top row, I could just kind of copy that over and save a lot of time. We might be able to do that. Let's just test it out. So it looks like the bottom part of the body moves a lot in here, but maybe not the top part so much. Oh. Yeah. We'll find out. It'll be a little experiment. Hoof hands. That would be really funny if it was just like something completely different. Or it's a bear. It's a bear. What if the hands of it, instead of being snakes, were the druid's bear head? Should we do it? I mean, we get a little creative license. I don't think that the OP would be too disappointed. Like, is that too ridiculous? Oh, did I not? Yeah, I did. Is that too ridiculous? Can we do that? It would be funny. That'd be really, really funny. I don't know if that quite lines up. Just have to do a little bit of reworking on these. Looks like. Maybe I should be, yeah, okay. Those are all coming in on separate layers. It's fine. That goes like there, maybe? Yeah. That totally goes there. Move this bad boy over here. Yeah, bare hands sounds great. So we're totally doing bare hands. We can get silly with it if we want. These guys are not canon whatsoever. We don't really need to worry about if it complies with the lore of the rest of the game or anything like that. That definitely is not an issue. So we can be ridiculous. Okay, and then let's grab that druid head. That was this layer, right? It's that layer. Okay. So merge all these together. Where's that merge? There we go. And start duplicating this one. Again, there's probably a more convenient way to do this, but it's all right. We're in this far. That looks like it's in the same spot, right? Maybe not. Yeah, that looks like this is supposed to be there. That seems right. Anything else you guys want me to add to this? Like, the bare hands is a winner for sure. But if there's anything else sort of druid themed or druid related that we want to add to this, we totally can. What else does the druid bear form have? Actually, let me open up those files. See if I can find some of these. All right, yeah, I've got the bear. Bring that. Let's just bring it straight into Photoshop. So here's what we're working with. Oh, those paws are gonna be so good. So maybe we could add like some of the banding that the bear has. I don't know if that will really like translate once we go black and white, but maybe it's worth a shot. It's when it gets this green outline that it's really going to be a challenge, I think, to try and go through and add all of that. Oops. Let's go back down to that base layer. Let's just drag it in on top and see what happens if it'll still line up. Oh, it kind of will. Of course, we have the snake that's going to be on top, but we can kind of make this look however we want it to. It could be ridiculous. Or what if when it's attacking, okay, no, best idea ever. When it's in this form, this is like its scary attacking form. What if it turns into the bear? What if it switches? Then it's the bear with druids for hands. That's good stuff, right? What do you think? Pull in this bear head. I think the bear head will be a much better size too. Ooh, and we even have like the green I'm angry head going on here too. I'll pull it in. You can let me know if you think it's a good idea or not. Oh, that could be so ridiculous, you guys. So we take some of this out. This could be some high quality content. Of course, we have to erase some of the body stuff around here. Sure, we just get those cute little ears in there. Oh, it's so big. It doesn't match at all. What do you think? Can we work with that? Yes, it's so ugly. I think we can get rid of sort of this like fuzziness going on here too. Oh yeah. What do you think? Good? High quality content? Rid of some of that. Fill in this area. The green. It's too big. Oh. I mean, you're right. It definitely is way too big. But that's sort of what I like about it. It's so bad. It's almost charming. Hold on. Actually, it'll be a better test once we can see. Let's grab one of these druid heads. Duplicate it. Where is it? Is the real question. There it is. I'm gonna bring that way up to the top. I mean, the hands will be like just massive and ridiculous anyways. So does it matter, or do we want to kind of go back to the druid head idea? That might be way too big. Darn it. Well, it was a good concept. It just, the execution wasn't quite there. It's all right. So I guess we can just erase at will then. And bring in the druid and just draw that green box around it. Kind of seems like the right thing to do. Let's pull in this fabulous cape. what happened up here? Looks like we had a little, oops, there we go. Actually, we can just pull this one straight down. Aha. That works out. And we'll have to just manually draw in this little green outline here. Oh, did I grab the wrong color? Yes, I did. Wink. Pull in some green. How do you guys feel about our latest update, the economy? I know we just had our Q&A, yes, 2 days ago. Time flies. How do you guys feel about some of the latest changes that went in? Merge this down. Yep, that'll work. Of course, we'll have to just go in and clean some of that up. Reminds me of Diablo 2's Unravelers. You know, I've played Diablo 3. I really enjoy that game. I don't actually know what the Unravelers look like. I'll have to do a little Googling once I'm finished creating this beautiful, beautiful Gorgon. Well, this is going to be an interesting challenge here too, because it's kind of leaning forward and it's got a lot of different pink and purple variants. This one's going to be spicy. I guess we can bring in the top and then we'll just have to kind of draw in the bottom. We're not lazy, that's fine. We'll just grab a few of these extra colors and get going. Reserving judgment, we love Ka. Always love that, thank you. But yeah, no, definitely let us know what you think. We have a forum thread about the economy that's like the perfect place for you to pop in and let us know. If you guys hear any sounds, I share an office, fun fact, so we get a little bit of movement going on throughout the day. But the place where we stream from on Wednesday, that's actually going to be our new streaming room. And we can't be in there today because we are painting it, so that will be fun. It's like a nice gray color now. Looking forward to it. Pull in a few of these. Need some WD-40 on that thing. Do you guys have any favorite beasts or enemies in the game or anything, just sort of based on like pixel art alone? I know for me, I really like how the moths look. I think they're just so cute. I feel sort of guilty killing them just because they're so like small and innocent looking, but they hurt. Just like the bats when they all kind of swarm together, like that's risky business at nighttime. Bring in this color a little bit. Keep pulling these colors down. The exploding lions. Unravelers were like giant mummies with a scythe for a hand and a horse skull for a face. Oh, that's cool. That sounds really awesome. I'll have to look that up when we're done. Definitely sounds kind of similar to the druid. I love how the druid looks too. That's like aesthetically one of my favorite classes. Of course, I love playing the Harbinger the most, just sort of gameplay wise. I just think it's fun targeting things, and I like Geomancer a lot too, but the druid looks really awesome. Let's actually see what's happening here. This art is definitely one of those things where I feel like until you really zoom out, it's like so hard to tell what you're doing. Maybe that's just me. I might just be speaking from inexperience, but I know I like really have to zoom in to get a feel for what it's gonna actually end up looking like when it's done. Okay, we've got good foundation going here. Pull in some of this. Hello, Wolfgang. Thank you for loving our game. I love the fact that you're tuned in and watching this beautiful monster get created. Actually, I should pull it up. Someone on the forums was talking about how they wanted to see something like, they're like, what about a real horror for the game? And they just drew this thing that was so creepy. Let me find this. Okay, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but Raytail? Look at this. That is scary. It kind of reminds me of like, the game Limbo. If you guys have played Limbo, it's sort of got that similar kind of like creepy, drippy kind of look to it. I love it. Very, very spooky. Very nice. And these, of course, are all going to get merged together eventually. It's very ugly right now, but we're just going to keep duplicating these. It's not this one. I should probably pay attention to which one I'm duplicating. Pull this in. Of course, we're also going to need that green outline around, around the head as well. But that'll be super easy because the green ones, it's like all just a 1 pixel green line. The pink is the one that's a little bit more complicated. It's got a little bit more detail. Seems good to me. Of course, it just needs the outline, but then we can get into some of the bear paws. That's going to be super funny. Grab this green again with our brush. A lot of this gets a little tedious because, of course, it all kind of has to be drawn dot by dot, but it's kind of relaxing too. Yeah, Limbo is a very good game, and the art is just so creepy. It's very cool. I think they made another game, Inside. I'm pretty sure it's the same developers. Maybe it's not, but very similar kind of mood to that one. I'm definitely looking forward to giving that one a try. Vapurian, very happy to hear that. Yes, we will be sending out more keys later today. That will be for the folks who have already gotten one. We'll be sending out keys where basically if you have like a friend who you've always wanted to play with or a family member and they've signed up and they haven't gotten one yet, you'll get a few extra that you can give away. So that'll definitely be a good way to get more friends into the game, get you guys playing together. Very good. I'm so excited for the bear paws. I really hope they fit. It's going to be kind of a doozy working around the snakes. We're going to have to do a little bit of reconfiguring, I think, unless the bear paws are big enough, but we'll see. It might be fun if we do a little bit of magic with like the hue sliders too and kind of change like the different levels on this before we or after we make it grayscale. That might be good too, but we can make it like very moody, very high contrast if we want. That could be kind of cool. Why is it 2 shades of green on this one? Did I start doing this one in the dark and then I think I forgot to go back and update this. Very nice. And that just leaves this pinkish one. Thank you, Top Hat. Yes. So, in case you weren't aware, Survive By, even after we launch on Steam, that won't be the end for it. We're going to keep making weekly updates. So if there's like something that you want to see get put into the game and it doesn't happen before we actually launch, there's still plenty of time for it. And I'd imagine that, you know, the art and things like that will keep getting polished and new things will be added over time as well. So it's very exciting to see how the game is developed over time. I know personally, I really like how the new ground tiles look. I say new, but I'm pretty sure they're actually like months old at this point. But the grass texture used to be a lot more complicated, and our environment artist went through and kind of like toned it down, and it looks really nice. It's like much more simplified. It kind of let like the other assets shine and pop out a little bit more, which I thought was really cool, because I love the trees and the environment in the game, and it was just nice like being able to appreciate them a little bit easier. Let's see, grab some of these other mid-tones. I'm having a hard time telling if this is the same. Oh, it's darker. Okay, good. If you guys have any questions too, you can feel free to pop them in. Even if it takes me a second to answer, I will do my best to get to them. The garden area. Garden. So like we have some of the abandoned places that sort of have like little gardens built into them from like the previous inhabitants. Is that what you're talking about? Or are you looking for more like some of the newer jungle stuff? I love the jungle biome. That's like definitely one of my top preferred biomes in the game. I just think it looks really nice. Yeah, that's it. The Demoscene of the Unseen. Try saying that 5 times fast. Yes. All right. So we have the basics down. Let's see what those bear paws look like. I don't want to take up the entire stream with just kind of configuring these things. So if it looks like this is going to take a long time, I might just do this later and we can get to some of the more fun stuff now. But we'll see. So here's a paw. How is that gonna... Oh, yes. Are you kidding? That fits almost perfectly. Oh, that is so good. So because it's going to be... excuse me. Because it's gonna all be grayscale, it doesn't really matter if it looks a little bit funky here. So we can probably just kind of pull one of these. And... oh yeah, that's good stuff. Once it's all in black and white, I think that's gonna look pretty normal. I like it. It's good. It's super weird. So we can just start kind of grabbing and copying this, and oh yes, especially because the one paw is like, it's very sassy, which I feel really, again, it encompasses this character very well. It's kind of got some like shadow stuff that got pulled in with it though. Let's get rid of that because that's weird. We just want paws in here. Erase the shadow. Can maybe keep it on the bottom, but just in case we can erase it. If we wanted to go back and add in shadows and get really fancy, we always could, but might be best to do it that way. So grab that, start pasting in these bad boys. This reminds me of like those memes about the Constitution where it talks about the right to bear arms. This is like the right to bear hands. There we go. Yes, looking fierce. I'll find out if these things are lined up the way that they're supposed to be when I import them into Pixel Edit. It's always a lot more obvious once it's in there. Yes. This is so silly. That's very good. Oh no. Go there. Some of the enemies don't do that much damage. So if you play with a friend, it definitely might be easier for you guys to kind of roll through things than it would be if you were playing on your own. So if you're looking for more of a challenge, I always recommend just trying like the hard mode dungeons. You can grab a hard mode key from the adventurer up at the tower, and she can hook you up. With the hard mode keys, you're able to basically just go into a version of the dungeon that, as the name would suggest, is harder. Of course, there's always dangerous chests if you want to challenge yourself a little bit. Ooh, that is so ugly. This is great, you guys. Awesome. I think we're ready to kind of combine these things together and make it happen. Give a quick outline to these paws, but otherwise, I think we are set. That turned out pretty darn well. There are some spots where it overlaps a little funny, but I don't think that we'll be able to see that at all once everything is sort of in that same color spectrum. And if not, again, you can go back and fix it. And this, of course, in its entirety, whether the Hydra wins or the Anima wins, I'm not sure, but whichever one wins in the polls, it will be debuted. The final version will be debuted next Wednesday. So that'll be on our normal developer stream, just our standard Wednesday at 4 o'clock Central Time. So you can hop in and fight that along with us. All right. One more over here. So I think the look that they were kind of going for was like they wanted it to have a green glow. They kind of did like a little mock-up on the actual forums. So we're kind of free to take it wherever we want. Maybe I should have actually done this outline as a separate layer just because we're gonna have everything below it be in black and white, and then this is gonna have to be colored in again. Should have thought ahead. But for now, not bad. So we'll save this just in case this goes terribly wrong. Ah yes, those broken, or the dangerous chests were broken for a bit, but they are happy once more. So we'll go into our adjustments and let's give this a black and white. Very nice. All right, so we want to play with these a little bit. Oh, that's kind of scary. It's, oh, what if it like kind of did one of these? That would look really cool. I don't know if I have maybe the time or the skill to do that right now, but that could be kind of cool. So we can just kind of finagle with some of these as we will. This is probably good if we want it to look more like stone and keep the rest of it a little bit lighter. And then we do want that outside to glow. Okay, well let's do some of the fun stuff first, because why not? We can do whatever we want in any order that we want. So let's grab that green before it turned black and white. And on top of it, I'm gonna go back to our brush so that we can get that sort of like feathery, glowy kind of look. I love putting any kind of lighting on pixel art. It just like takes it from 0 to 100. This is gonna look really neat, I think. Oh yeah. I can make this a little bigger. Ooh, very glowy. What do you think? That's about the right size, right? That's pretty cool. Wonder if it's gonna be obvious that these are supposed to be bear paws. It's a little hard to tell, but I might just be able to go back and sort of finagle with those levels again to make them pop out a bit more, because they were sort of a different color than the rest of our sprite. They were like in that sort of orangey brown color family, and I think most of that Gorgon was purple, right? Yeah, purple, blue, yellow, so. But I can just do a quick adjustment on that. Looking good. It's pretty creepy. I like it. Welcome, Bartiger. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. So normally when this creature is attacking, it has like that outline around it, but I think that the person who submitted it kind of wanted it to glow all the time. So I wonder how we could do this. This would be one of those times when being better at masking would really come in handy. I'm gonna go back to the pencil tool. And let's just see what it starts to look like once this outline is green. I'm just kind of curious. We might be able to, no we can't, because it's on a different layer. This might look really wild since the rest of it is so like subdued and that nice soft gray now, but we'll give it a little bit of an outline and kind of step back and see how it looks. Like I said earlier, I feel like pixel art is definitely one of those things where, especially with the level of detail that a lot of the sprites in Survive By has, it's like you really have to kind of zoom out to appreciate it for what it is and really see how it's gonna look. Okay. Just kind of finish going around here, and that should probably be enough for me to get an idea of if I like it or not. Going around the tail. Take it in through there. I don't think it's too bad. It's a little bright. What do you guys think? It needs wings. That would be wild. I want to make sure I stay like at least kind of true to the original proposal if I'm going to go in and add bear paws, but that's a good idea for next time. I would love to do something that has wings. That would be super fun. Yeah. So I'll finish outlining this one, and then I'm just going to go ahead and import this into our pixel animation program so I can show you guys how that works. And I'll just go through and kind of finish outlining this on my own if the Gorgon actually wins, of course. So let's keep on outlining. It'd be really neat if this thing glowed just like a little bit more. What else do you think could glow? We have, of course, the eyes are glowing right now. But is there anything else on the Gorgon? Before it had the snake heads for hands, so we could have like made those eyes glow too, but we very rightfully opted for the tasteful bear paws, which means we don't have eyeballs on our hands anymore. Druid problems, of course. Keep going in through here. Add glowing on the claws. That could be kind of interesting. I wonder what that would look like. Just go up through here. I'm excited to see how this looks when I zoom back out. That's kind of part of the fun of doing it this way. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah, that looks pretty neat. So I think if I could change or add something, I would want to, oh, we have to go in here. I would want to probably add some green maybe in some of the outfit, or maybe the claws could kind of like have that outline. I'm not sure. But so far so good, I think. I think we're going in the right direction. Could have a scorpion stinger at the end of the tail. Oh yeah, so maybe, even if we do decide to leave it as like a rattle, maybe that's another thing that could glow. That would be cool. Boink. Oh yeah, that's the ticket. Good thinking. I like it. So for now, we're gonna export this. I always do save for web. Of course, this is a very small file size, roughly 384 by 288 pixels. That is very small. But actually, before we import it, because otherwise it's gonna be all wild since only one frame will have that green. So let's export it this way. Save it as Gorgon test, and we'll put that in here. Open up Pixel Edit. A lot of files that apparently I did not save before closing. And we will grab this out of our folder. Oh, whoops. We're of course importing a tiled image here. And Gorgon test, open it up. So we're gonna have to adjust this. Oh man, this is, it's not a 64. It's not a 128 either. 96? All of our, yeah, there we go. Let's make sure this doesn't cut anything off. Yep. So there's a few different sort of standard sizes for sprites in Survive By. There's like a 128 by 128, a 64 by 64, and a 96 by 96. So depending on what you're fighting, I think almost all of them fit within that. There might be a few exceptions for like some of the really crazy stuff. Maybe the Locust is probably bigger. I would imagine he's a little bit bigger. And this is exciting. We get to actually test what this is going to look like. Looks like I might have gone outside the lines a little bit here. It's okay. Just have to go back and fix that later. Oh, interesting. So this might actually be a little bit too late for grayscale too. You can see here, it used to be like this pink outline, and once we made it black and white and kind of did some of those level adjustments, it really kind of seeps into the background. So we'll want to change that too. But yeah, here it is. So to add a new animation, it's really, really simple. Just going to press the plus. This is your animation frame range tool. So whatever you click first, and then you left click, and then you right click your end frame, it will set that range. We've got our little playback box here. There's it moving around. That worked out just fine. And then let's add a second animation. Looks like this is going to be the attack. So that I totally drew right over the shadow. I'll have to change that. But for now, you can see it's got a real nice sort of punchy thing going on here, which is perfectly ridiculous. Go back to that wiggly animation here. Not bad. Not too bad. I'm definitely really excited to see how this is going to look like when everything is glowing the way that we want it to. I'm not actually sure which one is winning right now. I think the last time I checked, the Anima was ahead on Facebook, and then the Gorgon was ahead on the forums, so definitely vote. Yeah, it looks like Anima's winning on Facebook still. That one's going to be really exciting. There's only like 5 minutes left, so I won't have time to do the full thing. But let's just pull this up so you guys can see like the madness that is going to be involved in, oh yeah, let's close this out, in creating this. It's gonna just be wild. So like I said, there are a lot of different types of animas. Holy moly, even more than I think I realized. So this ooze we can get rid of, but all these other guys are gonna need to be fused together into one. I have no idea how that's gonna work. They're seriously, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, there's more than that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 animals. I have no idea how we're gonna do this, but maybe we could do like, kind of like the Hydra has multiple heads. I'm sort of wondering if we pick one of the ones with a little bit of a larger base for the body. And, oh wait, is this the same one twice? Yes. Okay. I think that means that we totally just got out of having to do one of them, so that's exciting. But yeah, pick one with a little bit larger base body and then maybe give it a couple heads. It might be easiest. Like, I don't know, that might look really silly, but maybe we could pick the tree one and sort of like where the branches like go up, that could kind of attach some of the other heads. And then I'm kind of envisioning like we could take some of these like fun effects and apply it to the other types of anima. Like this one is so pretty. I love these pastel colors, so that'll be fun. Or maybe we have the effects sort of alternate. That could be interesting too, where it kind of goes from like this to maybe more of like the fiery smoky effect. That could be kind of neat too. I don't know. We'll have to see whichever one wins. So once again, the Heartland Horror, whichever wins will be determined on Monday. That poll ends on Sunday at midnight, so make sure you go out and you vote. You can vote on our forums or on Facebook. I just smushed the two together to determine who won. And of course, when we show it on Wednesday during our developer stream at 4, you can also jump into the game and fight it along with us. So far we fought the Boreal Shaman, which is our big punchy owl, and the Frosty Hydra, which is just the Hydra that's blue and it's got ice animas for all the heads. So I'm very excited to see which one wins this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been really fun doing this. It was just sort of a relaxing hangout stream. I appreciate that you guys came along to kind of see how we do this. And I'm really looking forward to finishing these up. So have a great day and hop in and play some Survive By. I'll see you guys later.